Good morning. It is about 9 a.m. Got a great night's sleep. Absolutely needed. And the charging spots are becoming de-iced. Now, I think it's going to take Alyssa and Walter a little bit of time to get ready, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to go at least throw the e-tron on the level 2 over there. I think it's just over 90%. May as well, if we're just hanging out here, top it up. And I'm going to pull the Rivian around back to see if we can squeeze it and the trailer close to a level 2 station. So, see if we can move some stuff around. That was a real mistake on our part, not looking to see if there were extra chargers in the back of the hotel. All good. Always learn something, but it's funny because we've literally stayed here before and charged in the back. All right, let's at least pull the Tron over to the charging station. Don't need any climate. Turn off. Thank you. There we go. Oil change due, all the normal Audi stuff, which is hilarious. Such a nice car, just really, it was their first, like, battery electric. Maybe not ever, because I did the A3 e-tron, but that was a plug-in hybrid. So maybe it is their first battery electric now that I'm thinking about it. All right, so we've got a couple spots here. It says electric vehicle parking and charging station. I don't think that Chevy van is electric, but we may as well plug in the Tron before everyone gets ready. We'll make sure it's set to 100. This thing has no phantom drain, I'll give it that. She parked it at 92% last night, still at 92%. So, oil change due. That's so funny. We got to clear that message. Open the port, grab the cable, get her charging. Well, this is something I've never seen before. You actually tap your room key here to activate the charging station. Now, I'd used the digital keys here, which means I don't have any physical room keys. So I guess I'll go get a physical room key and tap the charge. All right, interesting. Okay, got the physical key card. Let's see if this works. Weatherproof, tapped, and charging. Holy smokes, that's kind of cool. All right, I guess that's one way to do it. It should work with the digital key system, but other than that one complaint, I guess that is a way to ensure you are charging hotel guests only. Huh. Neat. I wonder if it works with any RFID. It's only 5.7 kilowatts. That's kind of lame. Come on, we need some big boy charging over here. Anyway, I just thought it's fun. Always be charging. May as well try it out. Probably not worth plugging the Rivian in, but I would like to go see the chargers in the back. Here are the extra chargers in the back of the hotel that we could have used. Probably would have had to unhook without blocking anything major. I could have put the trailer back over there and then plugged in here. But also a similar setup with the key card. Pretty interesting. I guess that's one way to make dumb chargers into smart chargers. I like that approach. Well, guys, we are over halfway through our trip. It's taking 2, I would say, half days of driving. We haven't done like one full day of driving. We have about 880 miles left to go, which is totally doable. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And oh my goodness, we just took a corner sharp and this thing fell over Walter's bibs and stuff. As always, I'm going to recheck all the straps, make sure we're all tightened down, good to go. We really have this thing full of crap at the moment, but things are doing all right. And we are at 88% state of charge. So it did lose, I think, a couple percent overnight. Maybe just 1% overnight. I think I parked it at 89, something like that. And yeah, just waiting for Alyssa and Walter. We'll be good to hit the road. We're all strapped down. Everything's good to rock and roll. Let's go figure out where the heck we're going to stop and charge. So like I mentioned, we have 88%. We don't need climate control. It's really nice right now. We are at 88% state of charge. If I put it in the track, which is where we're heading, to North Carolina Center for Automotive Research, NCCAR, the old and future out-of-spec track, I wonder if we're just going to go this way. Although, again, I don't know if we can make it through West Virginia with those wide open stretches. So it may have us dip down and then over. There's no real, like, perfectly good highway to get there. So we may have to go a little bit out of our way. So many Rivian chargers here on the East Coast, though. That's pretty cool. So it's calculating, and that's what it's come up with. But I don't think it has a route plan in there. Correct. It just forgot that we're driving electric and it thinks we can do 872 miles without stopping. So that would be the best way to go without chargers. That at least confirms the go through West Virginia thing. But I don't know if we can actually go through West Virginia. Right. So at least it's got to think and figure out what the heck is going on here. So I'm going to figure that out to figure out if we really can do this stretch through West Virginia without charging. And if we can, then we will. So the Rivian just calculated the route and it said not possible to go that way. We've got to dip down into North Carolina, Tennessee, and then go back up to Virginia, then back to North Carolina. So it's a little bit of an awkward, little squiggly route up and down, but totally doable. The question is, this is our decision point. Do we go the northern route and then come down, or go over to Richmond and down, or do we go the southern route? And so I think actually the bigger issue might be Alyssa and her e-tron more than the Rivian, because the Rivian has access to all these stations here, which are Tesla supercharging stations. But if I hide adapter needed, you can see this stretch, there's nothing after that. There's nothing that she can charge at that's high power. There might be some lower power stations. Let's see. Yep, there's a couple lower power stations that she could absolutely do, and there's plenty to choose from here in Charleston, West Virginia. 50 kilowatts, charge point 62 kilowatts, stuff like that could actually work pretty well for Alyssa's car, because again, we have to charge so much longer, so a smaller, lower power charge for her might work. With that in mind, I'm kind of feeling like we push the West Virginia route, Alyssa.
I trust you.
All right, I'm going to just take a second to really map it out, but I think that's the way to do it. It's going to be a bit adventurous, but it's going to save us some time to go through West Virginia. I think we have to stop at one slow charger, 40 kilowatts, just for a quick top up if needed. Not the end of the world. Then the rest we should be okay. We probably can't charge at the same places though, but it's going to be real interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be using the full charge of that e-tron, and I'm going to be using the full charge of this thing. Actually, I've got a lot more options because I have access to the supercharger network, and that really helps through West Virginia and Virginia, like the mountains going through there. The longest stretch where we have to go up into the mountains. The longest stretch you're going to have to do is 168 miles. Think you can do that in the mountains?
I'm at 167 right now.
So, but you've been driving pretty quick and it was raining.
What did you charge?
I think you're charged up to like 94%. That was a guess. Is that correct? Nice. All right. So cool. Well, I would say rather than going down and doing that southern route, we are going through Louisville and we're going the West Virginia route. Let's freaking do it. Next stop, Pilot Flying J in Haubstadt, Indiana. And then we're going to go this stretch, Huntington, Charleston, Beckley, and over this way down to Richmond, and then pop down to the track. Well, we'll figure out that way when we get over there, but we've got to go through the mountains, and it's going to get pretty adventurous. Totally doable, though. I think it's doable. The Rivian doesn't think it's doable. I think it's doable. So let's fire this thing up. We've got single-digit state of charge arrival at the EVgo Pilot Flying J, which is perfect because those are typically very trailer-friendly. Not cheap, but trailer-friendly. We'll take it, and let's rock and roll.
Got everything in my nav. Thank you for sending that, and you can go.
These stations are just perfect for towing. Under canopy, pull through, it's awesome. I'm going to have Alyssa plug in next to the Mach-E since it looks like they're pretty much fully charged, and she doesn't actually need all that much power. This being an open station will give us all the juice, so that'll work perfectly. Let's take a look at our drive that leg, pull up our energy app and energy monitor. It says, Yep, 1.25 miles per kilowatt hour. Pretty good. We did 140 miles. So we had the tailwind the whole way, which was great. We arrived at 6% state of charge. This, again, farthest station we could make it to. And it was a bonus that it was trailer friendly. So all is good. So let me get this starting to charge over here. At this station, I'll have Alyssa pull in and charge where the Mach-E is. This is perfect. Because there's no discounted pricing for Pilot Flying J sites, even if you're an EVgo member. That's my understanding. It just says one price for everyone. And I think I remember that because technically these are Pilot Flying J stations run by EVgo, paid for by GM. I don't know. It's confusing. Too many people involved in this. But it's a nice site. No question. Plugged in, tapped my card, and we are starting to charge. All is pretty well here. No complaints. Let's see, Alyssa's doing the same thing. Plug in. She's using her EVgo app to activate this one. Nope, you're just paying with a card. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't make too much of a difference. And here we are, 5% state of charge. No power limit. It says full rip, 350 amps available. Or sorry, 350 kilowatts, 540 amps available. The Rivian only wants 500 amps. Both the Delta high power charging units like these and the Alpitronic hyperchargers will go above 500 amps. Alpitronics will do 600. These will do 540. Superchargers will go above, but only for Tesla vehicles. There is a supercharger down the road there, which probably would have cheaper charging. But again, this is built specifically for towing, and I'm able to charge with Alyssa and Walter, and we don't have to go to 2 different locations. Plus, there's a Denny's. Oh, we are hitting up Denny's for sure. That is a great spot. So love it. We'll do a deep charge here and get some Denny's because this thing is going to need some time. We are charging up the e-tron here. Just checking on the Mach-E's stats. They are at 95%. Holy smokes. They're going for it. Let's take a look at the Trons charging in use. Come on, EVgo. Why is it going so slow? Don't know. But I can just look in here. And we can click the view button, which pulls up all the nerd charging stats. Nice. Oh, not charging. All right. Well, I guess we got to get this one charging. Don't know why it's not. Getting everything it needs. 400 amps available because, again, the Mach-E is taking a couple hundred. Well, a couple hundred's allotted there. The switching matrix on this isn't infinite, but we are still getting everything the Tron wants. So even though the Mach-E is still plugged in, this is getting a full rip charging session. And yeah, I think we should go to Denny's. So throw Walter in there. Let's get some food. I'm hungry. Dang, these GM Pilot Flying J sites, these are awesome.
Yeah, they got a Denny's.
Denny's.
Your dad would be proud.
My dad loves this place. Oh yeah, there's the Mach-E people. They probably just went to Denny's too.
So we just finished eating at Denny's. I had a nice little Cobb salad, and I'm bringing Walter some to go. He's got some toast, some chicken, and a boiled egg. Walter on the road does not like to eat his normal food, so he gets roadie food in order to keep him somewhat fed, and he loves his boiled eggs. So we would do that. You stay there. You stay there. Yeah. Are you ready? Got some boiled eggs for you. Oh man.
Alrighty. Well, that was a pretty good meal at Denny's, I gotta say. You're at 100% already. What'd you get here with? Like 20 something, right?
Yeah, 20.
26. Nice, nice. He wants to go run around. Let's see what the Rivian's at. So this is at a hundo. No one's here, so we're not like in a rush to move the car or anything. This has got to be above 80% according to the light bar. So they took a minute at what am I trying to say? They took a minute at Denny's. No fault of theirs. 45 minutes in and out, no big deal. We're up to 82%. I was able to actually log our charging session and take a look, and it really wasn't bad. I love that I can come in here and take a look at the graph. So this shows like really the improvements to MaxPack, especially after a night of cold soaking. Last night's charging session, after charging all day, was rough. It cooled down overnight. Hey, we got a bird on our charge port. What's up, bird? And you can see it was ripping to about, 35%, 35%. Then it kind of died a bit, 180, but it walked its way back up to 200 kilowatts at 60%, just about. And then it's just a nice slow roll on the way down. Really a great charging session, 120 kilowatt hours in 45 minutes. That's nothing to complain about. So I looked at our next charge stop, which is 140 miles to the next like trailer friendly, convenient charging stop. We've got to go through Louisville, and there's a station over here, EV Connect, that doesn't look super great. There's this BP Pulse, which I would do, but it's only 150 kilowatts. And then, like you got some city chargers, and I was like, what if we just get on the other side of that and go to this station right here? Boom. Come on, Rivian, load it. Hit it. Open up. What's going on here? There we go. Come on. Come on, you got it. Whoa, I'm like out of phase with it. This is weird. Go. Oh my goodness. Nice. that was painful to watch, I'm sure. Yeah, so to go there, it says we need to charge to 93%, which is just another, 15 minutes or so. And that's honestly pretty good for Walter's situation. And it's 140 miles, which we can do. We can just drop the speed if we need to as well. So we have a tailwind. Everything's looking good in our direction. We did 140 miles this morning on that first leg. It's the same distance to the next EV Go. And we left at 88% and made it here at 6. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. So we'll just keep this thing charging up until Walter's ready and good to rock and roll. This was honestly the perfect time to eat and charge deep, because we want to skip more or less the urban city charging locations that might be harder with such a big vehicle, and really prioritize these pull-through type spots. So I'm expecting another situation just like this, another Pilot Flying J with these types of chargers. Really loving these stations. It's perfect for what we're doing.
Okay. Here's your roadie food. Yum. Everybody loves eggs and grass and toast. Still gonna be picky? Good stuff.
Looks like Walter's all set with playtime, and says charged to 93%. We're at 92%. What does it think we'll make it with? 11 miles. Oh, we're good to go. Let's roll. All right, sick. Let's take a look at our stats. We were here just under 1 hour. We dispensed 132 kilowatt hours. And we're way down on power, 47 kilowatts at 92%, but still not bad. It's like Walter's jumping in the Tron. I'll give this every last second of juice until they're ready to go. But we are pretty much good to boogie, Alyssa. Got some energy out of Walter?
Yep.
Hey, bud. Do you have fun? Kind of.
Bibbed. One in a minion today. One in a minion.
He's very fast for a very short period of time.
Yeah. He goes.
He's really fast. I saw him zooming. Crazy. You are very fast. You're like an electric truck. Can't go that long, though. All right, so you're good to roll, Alyssa? I'll text you the address. Oh, yeah, there's a little mini one over there. Nice. Let's roll. Oh my God, it costs $91 to charge here. $91. That might be one of the most expensive charging sessions of my life. I could have just gone to the supercharger down the street and just charged for free. Well, Rivian, I would have to reimburse them, but that's insane. All right, well, I guess we're going to go do another one of those. So $91 to go 143 miles. That really doesn't math out that well. It's really bad. People are like, oh, it's so much cheaper to drive electric. Yes, if you charge at home. But if you like to do things with your life and go places, holy smokes, buy an F450 dually and screw this. That's crazy. Welcome to the EVgo Pilot Flying J somewhere in Kentucky. We've arrived at 10% state of charge, and that's a lot more than it thought. It didn't think we were going to be able to make it. However, let's take a look at our stats. We drove a little bit slower. There was an insane amount of rain and then construction and traffic, and so we really didn't get to go that quickly, which conserved energy, which when we're paying this much for energy actually does make a difference. 142 miles. We used 114 kilowatt hours, 1.24, but a mile and a quarter per kilowatt hour. Nice. So Alyssa's she's got her e-tron jacked up high. Why is it so high? She had it in all road mode? Yeah, for what?
Rain.
The rain. You never took it out?
No.
Okay. Just driving it in high suspension? Nice. All right, well, let's get this plugged in and juicing. Well, while that is going and authorizing, I triple checked that EVgo's pricing plans, of which I am a member, do not apply at EVgo Extend locations, which this is, which I think is a real shame. So, wonder what the pricing is at this particular spot, Alyssa. 69 cents per kilowatt hour.
Dang.
Crazy. So it's just tap your card, or use the EVgo app. Doesn't make a difference in pricing. Yeah, we should try to find some cheaper chargers, but I think we're just going to be lucky to find any chargers going east of here. We are going on a stretch that most EV owners wouldn't even try, let alone in an e-tron, let alone in a truck towing a trailer. Are you excited for some adventurous charging locations, bud? What is he even looking at?
Me.
What do you have?
Nothing. He just wants to get out.
You just want to get out and go play? Okay. Walter loves Alyssa.
Get off. Yes. Wait. You wait. You wait.
And we're charging 35%. Yeah, I guess we didn't need to charge to 100.
No. But I guess it'll just be a little bit cheaper stop here.
Yeah, exactly. Charge up to 80 or whatever. I'll figure out where we're going to next. Here's the plan, guys. We're heading into no man's land, going through West Virginia, and the Rivian is just really glitching out at the moment. Can you stop doing that? I'm trying to show everyone what's going on. There we go. Barely can load the maps over here. I don't know what's going on. So basically, we've got to do like a super deep charge here. Then I can charge at the Tesla supercharger in West Virginia. Alyssa can't. And then there's another charger that's a Lincoln Electric charger. It's 200 miles, 193 miles from that station through the mountains to that Lincoln Electric station all the way up over here. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely going to have to stop, and I think Alyssa's going to have to stop once. There does not seem to be any public non-dealership charging or roadways according to Rivian, but between here and here, which is, close to 180 miles, 170 miles, something like that, don't know exactly, there's almost no public charging except for one 40 kilowatt charger. Now there's a bunch of dealer chargers and little charge point 62 kilowatts and 50 kilowatt dealer chargers that I'm pretty sure we can find one along the way just to get a few kilowatt hours in the e-tron to make the stretch if she can't do it just by going low and slow. I know she could do 200 miles on flat ground at low speed, but I don't know about in the mountains. And of course, I have the access to the supercharger network, so I can at least stop in that one West Virginia Marmot or something like that. But essentially, we've got 70 miles to the next EV Go station where we are both going to go to 100%. And so I think I'm pretty much good to go here. It's just on the other side of Lexington. I know Alyssa's almost good to go. And we could stay in charge here. We're both getting our peak rates, but I know we want to get a little bit of work done. We want to hang out and chill. So we're going to basically just kind of pop out of here a bit early, head to the next EV Go station, which is another Flying J. These things are everywhere along this route. And they're building one in West Virginia right on the perfect spot, but it's just not live yet. So we're going to no man's land. Just means we got to do 100% charges at the next EV Go stop. All right, well, you guys are topped up pretty high. He looks like a seal. And so you're at 76%. It's only 70 miles over to the next stop. I'm going to unplug you now, all right? Sounds good. So doing the full 150 kilowatts, ripping. It's everything the e-tron can take right there. Sits at 350 amps. And then once it hits 150 kilowatts, just comes on down from there. So a little stop and a remove. We'll take this, throw it there. Processing, it's going to be like 50 bucks. Nah, $25. Still expensive. The next stop, I think we might actually get a $100 charge session. Might hit $100 because we got to go. We're going to get there low because we're leaving now. Got to charge it to 100. So we are charged to 40% state of charge. Still holding pretty good power. Still ripping 186 kilowatts. Says we'll get there at 3 miles of range. Is that enough range to leave yet? 40% to go 70 miles? 3 miles? Maybe I got to charge it just a little bit longer. Let's see what it says. Sometimes its calculations are a bit weird. It says 1 more minute. 1 more minute, and then we'll get there. All right, I'm going to charge. Yeah, it says 2 minutes there, 1 minute there. A little bit confusing. All good. I actually do kind of, once you figure out where to look, this system's pretty good. Charge to 44%. I think we'll charge to 45, and then we'll go. The e-tron's got more than enough range. I'll just remind Alyssa to throw it in comfort mode because you don't need all-road mode anymore. You can drop this thing on down to comfort. Nice. Then she should drop. We are getting a great charging session here. 201 kilowatts at 46%. You know, Alyssa, I think we just wait until it tapers because you'll be at 100% at the next station well before me anyway. Mm-hmm. So if I'm getting the juice now, let's just let it rip. And then it'll have even more of a chance to precondition, because if you arrive too low, sometimes it won't precondition and can actually hurt your charging session. So no reason to leave if we're getting full power on the road trip. I was hoping to see that $100 charging session at the next site just so I can make a funny post about it. But it's ready to leave and it's getting full power right here. 206 kilowatts, 207 kilowatts at 47%. That is awesome. Well, huge difference from before. It shows that even pulling in at 10 or 15% when it can get the battery at the right temperature, man, you can get a pretty good charging session afterwards. So yeah, the answer is maybe arrive a little bit higher than single digits. Arrive at like 10%. Seems to be optimized for that. You can see we kind of like thermal throttled here and then recovered a bit and came back up and still boogieing along just fine. Well, there we go. Just tapered off 200 kilowatts at 54% or so. Man, great charging session. Really a good one. This is a massive improvement from early software on Max Packs. Holding 200 kilowatts past 50%. Freaking awesome. With that said, I know we're going to get 200 kilowatts at the next station and we'll derate around there. So let's go. And we got to do our deep 100% charges at the next one. So we'll end this session and we'll head out. Only a quick 70-mile run this time. Just a quick hop, skip, and a jump. Welcome to another Pilot Flying J. This one's not like a huge one with room to move around, but hey, we were able to get to the trailer spot, or get to a spot with the trailer not blocking anyone. We should be, 11% arrival. All was good. I missed one turn, but yeah, didn't seem too bad. Again, better efficiency because we had that huge tailwind pushing us along, which was great. We're going to have to charge to 100%, folks, so we're going to be stuck here for a hot minute. How was your drive in the Tron?
Easy.
Easy? What'd you get here with?
43%.
43, dang. Well, we're going to 100.
Not gonna take long for me.
No, that takes like 25, 30 minutes to 100 in this thing. It's real quick. But 69 cents per kilowatt hour again. Walter? Doesn't affect him at all. He said, I like to stop and charge.
He sees friends.
Yeah, see some little dogs. He loves little dogs.
He loves them. But
what's up with that?
Love him.
Dude, get in the back. Hey, get in the back. Walter. Hey, Walter, come on. You can't go up there, bud.
Why not?
It's just destroying this car. Oh my gosh. This thing needs to be burned after this drive.
I mean, it needs a good scrub.
It needs a real good scrub. Needs a lucid gravity is what it needs.
Yeah, do it to the next one.
Well, the Rivian had a failed initial charging session. Don't know why. Just said unplug, try again. So I did, and it's ripping. And we are not at a limited station. Love that all of these are full rippers when you're the only car here. Yeah, they'll split if there's two cars. But this needs all the juice it can get to get up to 100. The Tron will be done probably 30 to 45 minutes before the Rivian's done. This is going to be an hour plus long stop. And it looks like it's about to start raining, which is not fun. But they've got McDonald's and Subway. Woohoo!
I'm not hungry.
Yeah. We could drive somewhere. Yeah, we could take the Tron and leave the Rivian. So.
Seems like there's tons of places around.
Oh, but, well, that looks pretty good over there. Rallies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In order to make it to that West Virginia charging spot, that Marmot, West Virginia, this one all the way over here, basically Charleston, we've got to charge, at least according to the Rivian, 96%, and that's to get there at 1% state of charge. And we will be getting there. We're just going to charge it pretty much to 100, plus or minus, and then drive gently. The rain's kind of rolling in. We're going into mountainous territory. There's really not many bailout options. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Old school road tripping. Love it. Did Alyssa get some snacks? What you got there? What you got there? She got some eggs for Walter. Oh, okay. He's like, yeah, give me those eggs. It is... We're up to 40%, still ripping over 200 kilowatts. Great charging session. It loves this weather out here, and it loves plugging in at 10%. That seems to be where it just holds. It doesn't seem to fall on its face. Alyssa, it is 196 miles to your next charging stop through the mountains.
Okay.
We're going 50 miles an hour.
50?
55. You giving him some eggs?
Yeah. Thank goodness it was self-checkout, or else it looked really weird getting 8 eggs.
Just buying a bunch of eggs.
That's all he'll eat right now. He doesn't like to eat his food. I didn't even bother to bring it because he was already picky when Blue and Ellie left. So
Okay.
It makes sense. It works. Eggs and bread.
I think we'll know by the time we reach Huntington if you'll make it to this spot or not. And there's a 40 kilowatt charger. There's a couple dealer chargers, but we all know how much that sucks. And they could block them, and all of them have like weird plug share ratings. There are a couple bailouts if you really aren't going to make it. But I think we could, if you think you can make it, we'll just go straight there. If you don't think you can make it, then we'll stop at the 40 kilowatt charger and just put in 10 minutes worth of juice.
Yeah.
Just to give you a little something.
Do that anyway.
Yeah, we could just do that for him anyway. Nice. Loves the eggs. And now, wow, you're gonna fall over, dude.
Walter, come here. Hey. Good decision. Thank you. Thank you.
Alyssa, you're not gonna believe it, but I just got the notification that your e-tron is at 100%. This thing gets up to 100 like nobody's business. Absolutely insane. Whoa. Hey, Noof. Yeah, let's check it out. Hit this in use. Yeah, I think it's done. See what happens when you unplug it. Well, this guy's out here ripping his two-stroke. Sick. While that's happening, we are down to 66% state of charge, or up to, I should say, 67%. And yeah, we still got a long way to go. That e-tron gets to 100 like a rocket ship. Totally insane. Alyssa's being super nice and moved her car from the charging spot, even though there's no one here. I don't actually know where she went. Oh, I guess she parked it over there. Okay, good stuff. So I'm gonna eat my Subway sandwich, get a little bit of work done. We've got 45 minutes or so until we can leave to get up to 100. This new software should help with top charging on the Max Pack, I'm told. And I'd say we had a pretty damn good charging session. It held, yeah, I mean, right up to about 45% at big power, and then still didn't fall off a cliff until 65%. So this is definitely not a bad charging session, totally livable. While you're doing these deep charges, always a good idea to do a little check on all the tires, make sure everything's good. I do not have tire pressure monitoring in this trailer, but I did have an inkling that this tire was getting a little low, and it's down about 10 PSI. It's down to about 60 PSI, should be close to 68, 69 PSI. So I'm just topping it up a little bit, no big deal, but always good. Check on the load, make sure everything's safe and secure while we're stopped, just for that a little extra peace of mind. All right, we are charged up enough to make it, best I can tell. We're at 99%. Hopefully that's enough to make it. It's crazy to me that it thinks it can do 300 miles with a trailer. There ain't no way. Here's the thing. Alyssa's next charging stop is in Beckley, all the way down here. Now, in Beckley, we can choose to go down into North Carolina to Durham over to the track this way, or we could go across Virginia to basically Richmond and then pop down to the track. So that'll be the decision point there. Either way, there's plenty of chargers on that side of things. This is the big stretch because Alyssa can't use this Tesla station, which means there's really no easy public access charging for about that 200 miles to Beckley. Now, there is a little 40 kilowatt station that we can bail out at somewhere around Huntington, and there's a bunch of dealers around here that if we really need to, we can charge. So I'm not totally worried. It's just going to be kind of a little kerfuffle to get that thing charging. And perhaps while I'm charging the Rivian here, we can even bring the e-tron by a dealer if we need to. Our plan, though, just for extra caution, is low and slow, conserve, and just nice and gentle driving to see if we can get Alyssa to make it to Beckley. But we're pretty much charged up all the way, 99%. Let's see how long we've been here for, because we had lunch, we got some work done, or I guess it's a dinner now, did a little Subway sandwich. We've been here for an hour and 10 minutes, and we're at 99%. We'll get Alyssa all set up in efficiency mode over here in the Tron. Let's let her know what we got to get her into. Hey there. Hey, bud. You ready for a long stretch? Hit that efficiency mode, yo. Efficiency. Nice. What does it say you can go? 207 miles. Perfect. We do have a bit of a climb, though. Electric cars are great, Alyssa, okay? I mean, so are Coyote V8s. Those are great, too. All right, let's hit the road. We've been here for an hour, 10 minutes. We're up to 99%, dispensed 133 kilowatt hours. End session, remove plug. I don't want to see the charging bill for this, but I also do want to see the charging bill for this. Let's take a look and see what it'll show. Processing, $97. Holy guacamole. $100 charging session. Crazy. Welcome to the supercharger. We drove so slow. I arrived here with 17%. Holy smokes. The main reason we were going slow was not for us, but it was actually for Alyssa. I was having her draft off of me because we're still at low elevation, 793 feet. She's still got to gain 2,000 feet of elevation roughly. Now, I did park in the used last disabled access spot, but it is the only one I can go into without blocking 2 stalls, and it's trailer wide. And if I'll be with the truck, if any disabled folks show up, then of course I will let them charge here and figure out another solution. But this, I think, is reasonable. And yeah, like there's a Mach-E over here blocking a couple spots down over here on this end over there. So with all that said, let's plug in, get juicing. And here we go. We've just plugged into the supercharger. So it's juicing up here and everything seems to be going well with the setup. It's a perfect lot for this. There's a sort of a truck stop. And again, just having that front charging port on the Rivian makes life totally usable. Honestly, I think it's worth the trade-off to have a real nose front charging port, because you can see the Mach-E couldn't quite interface it over there. To have a charging port all the way on the front, especially while towing, that makes all the difference in the world. So while we definitely miscalculated and saved a ton of energy driving slow, I was keeping an eye on Alyssa's range and efficiency and everything. I'm like, we really need to keep the speeds down. We definitely could have left 15, 20 minutes sooner at the last stop. That was a miscalculation on my part, especially when you have a trailer like this. Going slow really makes a big difference than when you're doing 75 miles an hour, 70, 75 versus 55, 60. The aero drag is exponentially lower. So we really did pull in super low, which was great. So anyway, we'll juice up till whatever we need to get to the spot to meet Alyssa, which I think is in 40 miles or something like that. Not much. And then, yeah, should be good to go. Viewers, while we've been charging, I came up with a good game plan for the rest of our trip here, and we're very close to the track. We'll definitely be there tomorrow morning, early afternoon-ish. So Alyssa is heading to this town in Beckley, where there's that DC America Lincoln Electric high-power charging station. Now, I can charge there, but I actually won't need to. We should be okay. So she's going to charge to full there, because the next available charger for her on our trip isn't until we get to this basically Charlottesville, Virginia, but this Waynesboro, Virginia Rivian Adventure Network site that is open to all cars. That's actually the first charger that she can use. All of these other green dots in between here, even these two next to each other, these are both Tesla stations, believe it or not. Tesla supercharging network is incredible, and it's crazy how Volkswagen Group still doesn't have access to it, and it really shows how much of a problem it is. So even this hotel that we're staying at, I found this supercharger here was at the hotel. Normally I'd find a hotel with level 2 chargers, but there just aren't any in the sort of Greenbrier, White Sulphur Springs area, which actually a family member of mine used to live on Greenbrier property, and it was amazing. I remember going there as a kid and just being blown away by how beautiful this area of the country is. So it'll be really cool to see it in the morning. So that's kind of our plan. Is I'm going to just head straight to the hotel. Alyssa's going to full charge enough to make it all the way out to Waynesboro, 166 miles, but over the mountains there in the morning. Hopefully she can do that just fine. And then I'll charge up just enough to make it to the hotel, charge it up to 100 tonight before I go to bed, pull it off the charger, move the truck. We should be good to go. That's the plan. Ripping along here at 175 kilowatts. I can show you our charging session. We did derate a bit. So we were ripping and then the cable got hot, 204 kilowatts here. And this is typical, like just thermal handle stuff for superchargers. These little V3 cables just can't handle 500 amps for all that long, but it's boogieing along just fine. So we'll charge up here. We'll see who gets to the hotel first. Honestly, even after a full charge at there, I think Alyssa's still going to beat me there because that e-tron just charges so fast up top. But I won't need to stop at that charger as much as I want to check it out. It's Lincoln Electric equipment. Alyssa's going to get it on video for you guys. I think it's going to be a really cool stop. She's going to have to make it there. And in the morning, of course, we'll both just head to that Rivian charger. Then maybe just one more stop until we're basically, stop from there to Richmond area, and then we'll be right at the track. Boom, right there. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, but we do have to cut through this like awkward over the mountain range into Richmond and down. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to handle this side of the trip, but all of our mapping equipment Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Rivian all say to kind of go this way. And I think that's kind of the plan. We'll see if it works. But either way, it's new roads, new interesting stuff. And man, towing through here is pretty desolate. That's for sure. Getting pretty busy, actually. We got 4 cars, basically 50% utilization rate at well past 10 p.m. in the middle of West Virginia. Love it. This guy's from Utah, Kentucky. We got the Mach-E that's from a gas company charging up at an electric car charging station. Love it. All part of the fun. We've got the weird contraption over here. So we should be able to make it, I think, by now. We have 68% to do 100 miles. Seems like that should be doable. The car would agree. 11 miles on arrival. So I say we go. We just head to that stop. I'll let it charge to 70. We'll put just a tiny bit of buffer in there because keep in mind, we did drive really gently on the way over here. And I'm guessing the trip calculation is now expecting continued gentle driving. But now that we don't have to limp Alyssa along, I think we can hammer down a little bit. So I'd rather put in a tiny bit of buffer and yeah, just kind of bring the speeds up. And then we will head to White Sulphur Springs or Lewisburg or whatever town is there, but in that Greenbrier area, which is super cool. Well, I'd say we put in enough buffer, charging at 124 kilowatts. Says we'll get there at 24 miles. That's plenty. That means we can just eat that up with a little bit of speed. Man, this Model Y must be full charging if they're still here. So let's roll. We'll pull this adapter out. Forward adapter, hell yeah. And we're off to White Sulphur Springs or Lewisburg. Same difference.
Pulling into this beautiful travel plaza. I have not seen something like this in America in a long time. So car parking this way. EV chargers, there's a little sign right there. Over by the Popeyes. Where are they? Let's see. Pedestrian crossing. Alright, let's find this real quick. And then I'll get back. And I found them. Oh, nicely lit. And beautiful. I'll park on the other end because Kyle is going to meet me here. Oh. Okay, let's see how these work. Alright, so I already reparked because these cables aren't that long to reach and that's just an awkward parking spot. So I just pulled out right in front of this. So I'm gonna go here to the CCS available and then I'm going to tap to pay here and then plug in. All right, so it authorized my card for $45. Crazy. There's usually sometimes I know on our local charger, the one we have installed at the office, it's like $20. But 45 is pretty steep, but it was very easy process. I actually had to plug in first, which I did. Cable management, not really a fan. There's no way to lengthen it, but, and it's a pretty hefty cable, but I believe Lincoln Electric makes all of this stuff in-house, which is really cool. And, yeah, so they're validating the health of the chargers. And hopefully should be charging here soon. So the NAX is out of order, which is interesting. Or maybe it just becomes out of order because I plugged in, so only one unit can use this at a time. So I think that is what that is. But anyways, we are in. I got here at 7%. I originally had a 30% buffer, and by the time I climbed the 2,000 foot elevation, I had like a 12% buffer to get here. A little bit less now that I'm seeing that, but yeah, so I am actually going to full charge here because the hotel Kyle chose does not have any charging for me, and I think the next charger is like 170 miles down the road, so just going to charge up enough to be able to get to that, even with this sleeping and phantom draining and all that. So that pretty much is it. But this rest stop is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It reminds me a lot of like the places in Germany and Norway, like European style. But so here's the site, and it looks good. These chargers are not the prettiest looking. They're very industrial, but so far they've worked great. And yeah, it's telling me it's got 10%. It can't tell me how fast I'm charging. 118 kilowatt. Okay, so we're getting up there. The pricing was really great. I don't know, oh, maybe we've already gotten 46 cents, but it's 39 cents per kilowatt, which is pretty much almost half than the pilot, EV Go pilot station. So that's nice. This won't be as expensive of a charge. So yeah, I'm going to run into the restroom myself, and then I will take you to go to the restroom as well. Yeah, I know. You stay here, you protect the car, okay? You do a very good job of that. Very good protector. The inside of this is just gorgeous. So the restrooms are all down there. You've got a Starbucks, TVs, fountains, places to sit and eat. A gift shop area with a bunch of local stuff, which is always fun. Ooh, yum. So yeah, it's got more of like the travel stop style. Ah, I like this a lot. We even got doggy toys. Only if Walter cared about toys. A little bit, not much though. Yeah. This is so cool. I don't need anything though. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous in here. And I'll show you this artisan center over here. I think it might be closed, but we'll see. We got Popeyes and a Wendy's. And then yeah, a local artisan shop, which is really neat. I love pottery and stuff like that. Neat! Alright, let's go and get Walter Boy out, let him go to the bathroom, and then Kyle should show up here pretty soon. I'll be curious to see if he shows up before I get to 100% charge or not. I think we've kind of, honestly, not on purpose, but timed it pretty perfectly to where he should show up just right around the time I should reach 100. But yeah, this place is absolutely beautiful. I'm just amazed by how aesthetically pleasing and pretty this is. So let's go get Walter, let him walk around and sniff and go to the bathroom. And then I think it's like 70 miles to the hotel, which is great. And then we'll drive off into the distance. All right, let's get this Walter Boy out. He is ready. He is ready. Wait, wait, wait. No, no, can you sit? Thank you, that's such a good boy. Where's your leash? Stay, stop. Your leash is back here. You big noof. I never was gonna leave you, I promise. I always come back for you. Even though I am dropping you off and leaving you at MJ's. But you love MJ, so that's okay. Let's get a leash on you. Wow. You are being a ham. Okay, come on. Whoa. Okay, take your leash and go. Yes. Give me it. Give me it. You're crazy. You're crazy, boy. You crazy. Bonk. God. God. Look at those legs. You're crazy. No jumping. No jumping. Let's go see what we're charged to. Come on. Because I know you care. All right, we're at 43%. Been here for 13 minutos. All right, cool. You want to go walk around? You want to go walk around? You ready? No, don't jump on me. And Kyle is pulling up. Walter and I are doing some training over here. Got some yummy rabbit treats. Treats made with rabbit, not rabbit treats. But here he is. We've had a lot of good playtime. And he's filming me as I'm filming you. Inception!
Hey, Walter boy. Hi, handsome. Whoa. This is the world's nicest travel plaza.
I know, I've already given them the tour.
Oh, they got to check it out?
You ready?
Okay. Hi, I know you're excited.
Yeah, we're having fun.
This is a cool charging station too. All these Lincoln Electric chargers. Super interesting. They're 150 kilowatts. Were you getting 150? She don't know. All right. Well, let me at least plug in. I'd like to charge on one because this is NACS and CCS for both sides. That's pretty cool. Dedicated 150 kilowatt, not amazingly fast, but not the end of the world. So I think all I'm going to do is take this connection, REMA CCS Amphenol NACS. We'll plug her in. Well, got to do it two-handed. Dang, this is nice. So I plugged in, tapped. They do a $45 pre-authorization. Okay, not the end of the world. This is the new place to charge in West Virginia.
Very nice. This is why you go through those toll booths.
Honestly, worth it.
Yeah.
This is the nicest travel plaza in the entire country.
I know. Check out inside. It's really nice.
Is it? It feels like Norway.
Yes, that's what I said too.
What?
Oh my God.
Cool. Okay. Let's see how the Tron's doing over here. I don't need to charge the Rivian, but I figured why not since we're here. So each one of these are dedicated 150 kilowatt power cabinets. You're at 91%. Nice. There we are. Good details. We should be able to go. Normally they tell you details, but I've never seen it with CCS and NACS on here. But hey, that's all right. Pretty cool. Pretty reasonable charge pricing as well. Not nothing bad. And Rivian's charging over here. This is nice. Holy smokes. See how we're charging. Yeah, 124 kilowatts, 125. So not quite 150, but not far off. So the e-tron should be like just over 80 kilowatt hours usable. I'm not sure exactly what Alyssa pulled in with, but it looks pretty low, maybe 8%, 7%, somewhere down there. This is also from 2019, not many miles, but it's probably degraded 6, 7, 8%, something like that. We're going to charge it up to 100 again, Alyssa, which really isn't bad because you're still doing almost 70 kilowatts.
Right.
But it's a 166 mile stretch until you can get to the next charger that your car can use. So, yep, and I can charge at our hotel because it's a Tesla charger where we're staying. So we'll be good. Only 3% more. I'd load him up and he's eating stuff off the ground. Oh no, Walter, come on, buddy. Oh, oh yeah. Get the dog. It's really fun. I'd load him up because we're good to go. Look how happy he is after being naughty. All right, just completed at 100%. I'm gonna close this up over here. And we're good to go to the hotel. Holiday Inn, Lewisburg.
29 bucks.
29 bucks, 40 minutes to 100 from 8. That thing is a monster. Just awesome. And yeah, I didn't need charge, but we were getting juice, may as well. Got 8 minutes plugged in, and we put in 17 kilowatt hours. Hey, pretty good. End session. Let's roll. Come on, baby. Release. Thanks. That is a nice charging station. Yeah, I would love for these to be 300 kilowatt plus. They had, this much conversion capacity installed. I wish you could link them all together and dump all the power. But honestly, Lincoln Electric's a welding company similar to like ChemPower, so they're going for the hardcore reliability factor. Hopefully that's the case, because here in West Virginia, I'm just happy that we got a charge. That's great. And very trailer friendly as long as no one's parked in these spaces here. But you do have a place to leave your trailer if you need to. With that said, 55 minutes to the hotel. Let's roll. It is just past midnight. We've arrived to our hotel. While we're getting checked in, I'm going to charge the Rivian. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces that I'm not blocking, and I am blocking 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. I probably could reposition in a way where I could block less, of course. But it's the middle of the night in West Virginia, and I'm going to be here with the truck while it's charging, so no big deal. So let's get it juicing. Alyssa can't charge here because it's not a Magic Dock site, so she's going to park up her e-tron somewhere, hopefully, and that'll be fine. I think hopefully she should have enough range to make it in the morning, and I'll juice up the Rivian to 100. May as well, or at least till whenever I get tired and need to go to bed. I hate to inform Alyssa, but we are not IHG Diamond Elite. We are Marriott and Hilton people. I gotta let her know she can't block the Diamond Elite parking space. I hate to break the news to you. We are not Diamond Elite members.
I don't care.
You're gonna block the Diamond Elite space?
You know how many people blocked chargers last night? Fight me.
I do feel like e-tron owners would be Diamond Elite members, though. I don't think anyone's gonna question you.
How would anybody know?
They wouldn't know. But it's just the principle.
The principle?
But you're blocking, you're going on that Diamond Elite parking space?
You don't know if that I'm Diamond Elite or not.
I mean, I know you're not.
No, you don't know that.
I do.
You don't know my life.
You got enough range? Oh, you got plenty of range.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, buddy. You're Diamond Elite for sure. For sure. Nice. Well, we showed up at 20% in the Riv, and I'm only blocking half the station down here. So we'll juice it up, and then, yeah, look at that little bolt, sending it. Domino's bolt. He pulled in front tire spin into the moon. It was great. So let that juice up. I'll go get us checked in, and that'll be that. We are pretty much charged up all the way, so time for bed. It's, time is it 1:38 in the morning? Let's see how the charging session went. So we ripped, and then we overheated the V3 cable as usual, and then it just kind of petered out. We've been charging for 1 hour and 6 minutes. That works out pretty well. Would have preferred to have a level 2 charging station because I could just plug it in, go to sleep, don't have to move the truck. But honestly, this is about how long it took to get checked in, get some work done, get ready for bed. So let's go. Time for bed. And yes, the AC still fogs up the windshield every time it kicks on after a long charging session. I think I found a pretty good place to park this for the night. Just stuffed it all the way in that corner as far as I could. Easy to get cars through here. I did check no one has like a big truck and trailer that way, and plenty of room to pass by. So off to bed. It is now the morning. Good morning, and what a view we have. Okay. Let's pack this truck up. It's time to finish off the journey. Only 1 or 2 more charge stops, and we are done and we'll be at the track. What a journey this has been. We are waiting on our Diamond Elite member to wake up and get moving. It's 10:15 a.m. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm ready to go. Don't know where the other two are, but hey, you can do these things when you are Diamond Elite. Our trailer calculation seems to be getting worse every day. There's no way we can go 366 miles. What's funny is it knows, it doesn't know the weight. It was 7,500 yesterday. Now it's 4,500. I think the going downhill on the way into town really confused this. I'm sure it'll rethink itself. We are witnessing in real life a Diamond Elite member at the Holiday Inn. How's it feel? Thanks.
That's great. Good parking.
Good parking.
Actually, I would have preferred to park on the other side, but I didn't know any better. But good spot.
We've got 111 miles to go to get to the Rivian charger. Think you can do it?
So I decided for the first time in this trip I'd see how my route planner is compared to Kyle's route planner, aka Kyle route planning. And so yeah, this wants me to go to a green lots and 132 miles. I think that's actually where we're going. So I'll just go ahead and accept that. Let's see where it takes us and see how equivalent it is to Navigation Kyle.
We have arrived to the Rivian Adventure Network. I love this guy parked right in the trailer spot, but that's okay. Parking lot's empty enough where we can just block a few spaces and plug in here. It's also open to all cars. I think we were way more efficient than we expected. We lost a lot of elevation on that stretch. I know we were coming in pretty high because we full charged last night, even though, while I was just getting ready and after we checked in. So there was no real need to charge up that much on a typical road trip. But we just did because the car was sitting there, truck was sitting there. So I'm curious how Alyssa did, but I'm guessing she pulled in way higher than expected and we didn't have to worry about it. Did the thing just go to sleep on us? Come on, we got to open up this charging port. There we go. All right, let's do it. Plug and charge on this one, and Alyssa can just tap her card right there. Use Apple Pay. Nice. Plugged in, tap the card, good to go?
Go.
Nice. What'd you get here with?
26%.
Oh, way more than needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. I think this could be our last stop, Alyssa.
All right, that's great.
If we full charge here, it could be the last one. Yep. How's Walter doing? Hey, bud. Let's see if we're juicing. Not quite yet, it doesn't look like. This might take a moment, according to Rivian. Now, I'm on 1A. No, Alyssa's on 1A. Let's make sure I'm plugged into a different cabinet. Yeah, I'm on 2C because we all share this conversion power here. Walter, there's a Buffalo Wild Wings. Whoa, we love B-dubs. We love B-dubs. And there's a little outdoor seating. You might even be able to join us. Yeah, and you're getting 1 kilowatt. It's rampant. Nice. Hell yeah. Sweet. All right, I'm going to figure out the rest of our trip plan. Let's see if we can make it. If we go have lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings, it's noon, we'd be done.
We'd be done.
That would be amazing.
It'll be a short one.
Let's see if that's possible. Well, it is 181 miles to get there. I don't think we can do it on one charge. I think I got to stop on the way in somewhere on this I-95 stretch. If we can get over here, I'll figure out which one of these is the most trailer-friendly locations. I know there's an EV Go place. There's EV Connect with a BP Pulse station, which could be cool. We have a pilot center, which is perfect for towing. So we've got so many options to choose from now. And yeah, I mean, that might be too close to the track. Yeah, that's like right down the road from the track. That's 169 miles away. So what I think we're going to do is go have lunch, and that'll just give us some optionality to choose any one of those stations on the final stretch to see if that's where we should stop or not. So we'll just full charge everything, and because we're going to go eat. But I mean, the one-stop road trips actually work pretty well. You drive a bunch in the morning, stop, have a nice lunch, the car's fully charged, and then you can go another big distance. That works pretty well. Doing the out-of-spec splash and dashes works well if you're not towing. Like if we had the e-tron, we'd be into 80% and out already, but it's just, we have a pretty good streak of not having to unhook the trailer this trip. We do have to do one more stop. Yeah, it's 181 miles. All right, so one more. So why don't you charge this thing to 90 so we don't full charge it over and over. And then we'll be good. Just looked over and I saw this thing was down to 1 kilowatt and now it's ramping its way back up. So why did it just fault out? What the heck? That's no good. What would have even caused that? I've got climate off. No one plugged in, or a car didn't stop charging on the Rivian side of things. Look, it just dipped. Just charging, brr, and then boop, 0. Did like a little Korean siesta. No idea if it's on the car or charger side. I've never seen that behavior from the truck, so I'm guessing it's got to be on the charger side, which is weird. Still doing pretty good though. 170 kilowatts at 62%. Alyssa says she wants to get food. We don't think we have enough time to do Buffalo Wild Wings. They also don't have seating for Walter. I checked. So we're thinking we might just go get food in the e-tron while this charges up deep. And then, because that'll be at 100% in no time. Then by the time we get food, this thing should be juiced and we'll just hit the last possible charger before the track. All right, she is starving, so we're taking the e-tron over to get some food while we leave the Rivian charging. And I thought we would have done more of that this trip, but this is the first time taking this car to go get food while we leave the Rivian charging.
Oh, yeah, no, it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, totally has. And the Rivian actually charges pretty good up top, so no reason to unplug, especially if we're going to go get food. ABC, keep it plugged in, always be charging.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to Cookout, which I probably won't get anything, but...
You're not going to get anything?
Yeah, I'm not that hungry.
Okay.
But I know you are a Cookout enthusiast.
Yes.
And also a Diamond Rewards member.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Lots.
Uh-oh, Alyssa. Keep saying error. We just charged here. Wonder what's going on there.
I don't know. I've already done this once.
All right. Well, guess we'll give it one more shot. But I'm pretty much ready to rock and roll over there. And I think you can make it to where I'm making it to, which is not the track, but we'll make it close by. Man, you were sitting here not charging for a few minutes there, but
I was eating.
You were eating, so that's all right. Anyway, we're ripping 145 kilowatts. We'll get it up to 80 right when it tapers, and then we'll blast. Sound good?
Should be long. Should be long.
Yeah, it's like just a couple minutes for this thing. So should be just a few. And then, yeah, I've been trying to figure out where the heck we want to stop in the Rivian. There's just too many options. Can't decide.
So that's the problem. Electrical malfunction. So something's going on with my car. Okay. Not good.
Well, granted, we did show up here with a bit higher state of charge, but we are back up to 94%. And that should get us past Richmond and right into the area I want to be to figure out charging. If we get stuck in traffic or if we have slow speeds, I bet we can do the 181 miles all the way to the track, because we're not out in Colorado like the first stretch. We are here in lower speed territory, just cruising. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, we'll just go as far as we can and hit the last possible station on the way to the track. We'll unplug here in a second, and the e-tron should be done here momentarily as well. Oh, so is the e-tron giving you some trouble there?
Yeah.
Oh man. So, and we got the little car with the exclamation mark in it. Well, that's not good. The first issue we've really ever had with this e-tron. That's not true. We did have one Charger almost blow it up years ago. And I remember a thunderstorm hit and it popped the fuses. I guess not a fuse, a resettable contactor, I guess. But that is charging stopped due to error. So the car's thinking there's an error on the car side. All right. Alyssa, why don't you turn it on and off? I'm going to guess it's going to self-clear. So oil change due. Crank her up.
It's been saying that a little too frequently.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It doesn't always.
Yeah, contactors go, drive system active. I think it's fine. It's just a weird interop issue with that Charger. But with that said, let's go. I'm ready to go.
How far away do we gotta go?
We're going to go to the last possible Charger, either for your car or mine. All right? And the car's not freaking out at all, so you should be all right. I think it was just there's a weird bug between Rivian charging and e-tron that needs to get sorted. Let's go. Welcome to the last charging stop of this journey. We have arrived at 3% properly. Also, no need to unhook because there's just like a nice big empty parking lot that people can cruise through. No problem. Interesting spot. This was new since we had moved away. A lot of new charging infrastructure in the southeast really popping up, which is funny because it has a pretty low adoption of electric cars. I mean, the cities are all right, but yeah, Alyssa, I think it's going to be across the street at the Electrify America station. There is a Starbucks here in the parking lot, which I would love to get a little coffee. So I think we really only need to charge for just a couple minutes to make it to the track. We don't have any high-powered charging installed at the track yet, coming soon. And so I think I'll put in a bit extra. I'll walk over, go see Alyssa, and just top up, put whatever we want to in this, and then we're kind of done. Last stop. Well, we are charging at 3%, ramping up to full power. So I think I'm going to go on foot over to the Electrify America station. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Should go find it. I know Alyssa was pulling in super low. She was in extra conserve mode for a little bit there. That like shuts off climate, limits her top speed, but she thought that was a little bit too dangerous to drive only at 55 on the highway. I was like, yeah, you could probably make it if you drive 60. I'm pretty sure I charged right there on that charger in that very smart car the day I bought it. I bought that smart car somewhere near Virginia Beach. Can't exactly remember. And I brought a trailer and it just didn't fit on the trailer. I didn't even make a video of it. This was before I was really doing YouTube. And I couldn't fit the smart car on the trailer. And I had to road trip it home using level 2 charging stations. And that was the charger. One of the stops on my way back to Raleigh. Did like almost 200 miles in that the first day I bought that smart car brand new from the dealer back in 2017, I guess. Wow, pretty cool. All right, let's head over and see if we can find that EA station. There's the Starbucks, but I'm walking over to Walmart, which should be just over this way somewhere because got the notification from Alyssa's car. She is at 0%. And the Germans, 0 means 0. So let's hope she made it.
Hey, Walter, you want to tell them the news? Want to tell them? We are charging. Everything should be good. Thank you for choosing. There's a click. And there's another one. Another one. There we go. Good. Ramping up. Sorry, e-tron. Really juiced you. Really tested the limits here. But I know this boy. He's ready to get out. You're falling all over the place, buddy. Okay, you ready? Let's go for a little walk. I know. There was so much anticipation. Suspense.
Oh yeah, looks like she made it. Plugged in at 0% next to a Lightning and a Silverado EV. Sweet. Let's go check in. I thought Alyssa had logged into the suspension control app because that thing is looking slammed. Looks great, but she had it in extra range mode. There you are. Did you have it in extra range mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that must lower it all the way then.
That's the way to get the stance.
That's the way to do it. I mean, we have that Bluetooth module that dumps it all the way out, but I've never seen it parked in super low like that unless we use that ASC suspension control thing. Walter, do you have a nice hot drive because you ran climate off?
Yeah, Mama had my fan. She put in the extra battery. I was good.
Oh yeah, you had the extra fan batteries ripping?
Yeah.
Nice. Last charge.
Nice charge, buddy.
If only this thing had another 20 miles of range, we could have made it 16 miles actually to the track.
Well, if it would have charged at the Rivian charger, we would have...
Yeah, if it would have charged the Rivian charger, you could have just headed straight there. I don't know why it was erroring out. Anyway, Walter's got to get in for the last time, but I know you're probably tired of that. And we don't need to charge up anymore, so 30%, we're going to leave this car at the track. So we'll just stop charging there. That's all we need. And a little hop, skip, and a jump. We'll go drop me back off at the Rivian. Again, that doesn't need much either. It's already at 30-something%. He's still not in there?
You don't want to. I don't blame him.
Buddy, this is it. Just a couple more minutes, 20 minutes down the road, then we're done. All right, thanks for the ride over. Off to the track. This thing, AC compressor is screaming. This is the hottest charge of the trip. Doing pretty good, 176 kilowatts at 44. It does kind of always bog down right around this 40-45% range when you start down low, and then it will recover and kind of come back up, but don't need to wait. We've put in 66 kilowatt hour. What am I trying to say? 66 kilowatt hours, and yeah, I'd say we are good to roll to the track. It's only right down the road to get there, so let's do it. NC car. It's buried down here now. 25 minutes. 22 minutes. 20 miles. Great. Let's go. We have arrived. Let's head on in. Well, I'm going to have to maneuver around a little bit to squeeze the trailer through there because we're only getting one side open, but no problem. Let's rock and roll. And welcome home. Early viewers will recognize this place. We used to film a bunch of videos out of here. And this is where Out of Spec HQ is moving to. It's like the most amazing vehicle proving grounds for what we need. So we've got our setup in the building. Danny's been here dropping off some of my barn find cars, but I don't know where he's put them. We'll have to go find them. And for now, we're just going to kind of unload everything, get the e-tron charging on the NEMA 1450s, and we'll be good to go. I figure this will be a good place to unload. Our garage is blocked at the moment with some of the track trucks. You can just plug your car into that NEMA 1450 over there. We'll just leave it there for now. Walter boy, we made it, bud. I'm just so thrilled that everything made it here. Super nice. Just about to start unloading this truck. Take the Smart off, Twizy and the CEO too. I guess we should end with the trip stats and some final thoughts on towing across the country, and of course driving the e-tron across the country as well. So got your thing juicing up? Nice. You can just set it to 50%. Yeah. So it'll be here a little while. Yeah, let me show everyone the trip stats. Well guys, let's pull up our trip information about trip A. Boom. 1,835 miles, average speed of 59 miles an hour. We averaged just over 1 mile per kilowatt hour. Total energy, 1.56 megawatt hours. That is pretty awesome. As expected. Look, electric cars and towing, kind of the worst two things to put together at the moment, but it's still totally doable, and we didn't have to unhook the trailer once. Let's hop in and take a look at how the e-tron did on the trip. How'd you do on the trip, bud? Were you good? You did great? Let's see. Can you pull up your trip stats, Alyssa? And here's your trip stats. 1,808 miles. So I think I drove a little bit more than you did. Oh. Our speedometers could be off a little bit. Oh. And 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. Significantly more efficient than my 1 point something.
You're also hauling like what? 4,000, 5,000 pounds?
7,200 or so.
Yeah. I was hauling
a new
130 pounds.
Yeah. Alyssa, how was your e-tron trip?
Hey, overall it was really good. It was a lot easier being able to follow you and just kind of go along with what you're doing. I don't think I would ever really trust this trip computer as much. I played with it a little bit and it had me going to a charger that didn't work anymore. So yeah, but overall I thought it was great, very comfortable to drive, and
efficiency and charging thoughts?
Yeah, charging was always flat. Never had an issue with it until we hit the Rivian charger. But yeah, I thought it was easy.
Nice. Same here. Nice work. And we made it. Holy smokes.
Yeah. It's the last trip for this gal.
Yeah, probably so. Well, there you guys go. We made it all the way to the old out-of-spec track, North Carolina Center for Automotive Research. We got to fix that name at some point. That's a long name. NC Car. So thrilled to be back. Can't wait to film a bunch of videos with you guys here, primarily towards the end of the summer and onwards indefinitely. Should be a great setup that we're going to have. Great space to do what we need to do. A lot of projects, a lot of fun things here. And that's not to say, again, we're giving up on Colorado. I'm actually heading right back to Colorado after this. So more or less having 2 different locations for the time being is the plan. And yeah, we're going to dump all these cars, probably do a couple laps in the Twizy around the track, and then off to Raleigh. So should be really fun. Glad to be back. Thank you guys for joining us for this cross-country trip. Man, it started to feel tedious that last half of the trip. Yeah, we could have woke up earlier. Yeah, we could have stayed up later. But still, towing with an electric truck is totally possible. Didn't have to unhook once, which is really amazing. Front charging port plus so many different charging options made that possible. But still, the range and also the recharge time combined really adds to the amount of time that you're spending on the road, and the fact that DC fast charging has gotten so expensive that it's definitely not cheaper using fast charging when towing than driving just a gas or diesel truck. So it's more of a novelty thing. It was a fun thing, but next time I'm towing with a combustion truck just to get there on time. Maybe we'll redo this trip again in a few years and see if things have gotten better, or if there's a real big difference with this maybe range extended EV truck craze that's coming out. We'll do plenty of content talking about our summaries from this trip on our Out of Spec Bits and Reviews channel. But as always, the motoring channel, this is all about road trips and adventures. And I really had a great one. Really, really fun. So thank you guys for joining. Thanks to Rivian for letting us steal your truck. This was really fun and enjoyable. And I'm just glad that it's over, though. See you on another one again soon. Bye-bye.